Hi, welcome everyone. This is still 3 Hour News Show and we are here already at the See the Story segment, our favorites. Now, before we welcome our guest today, I want to ask something to Aris, my colleague here. Have you ever stopped trusting a person because they betrayed you?
Unfortunately, I never experienced that until now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a relief for me.
It's a relief for you.
Yeah,
But do you know anyone that really hates or really distrusts somebody because he or she was betrayed?
Yeah. I have a friend during my time in college during my at uni. So this friend is betrayed by one friend. Both of them is a girl. They used to be a best friend. Then I don't know the details, but then this friend betrayed this one.
I have a guess that this trust issue usually happens between people who are very close to each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Because they used to trust each other.
Yeah.
And suddenly somebody betrays and then everything changes, right? Okay, so relationship betrayals between friends or significant others may leave a big impact on someone and may lead to trust issues. Let's see it.
Trust issues can affect daily activities and bring negative thought in the long run. Relationships built without trust can also trigger unwanted actions or emotions such as paranoia and jealousy. This can lead to a bigger problem over time such as emotional or physical abuse.
And let's know more about trust issues and how to handle them. So let's welcome psychologist Maizan Dianati. Welcome to our studio today.
Hello. Thanks for having me here.
I hope you trust us.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because I'm ready to start to trust you.
You have trusted her?
Yeah, because you're the expert.
That's a good start. Okay, so we want to know about trust issues, and some of our friends had it. So, how does a person develop a trust issue? Is it because of somebody betraying them, or can it be like a trauma that doesn't go away? How does it get developed in somebody mental?
Okay, so trust issues can actually develop by various types of reason. The most common cause is, like again, the trauma from being betrayed by another person in their past life. But another form of trauma, such as being sexually or physically abused before, can also decrease the ability of people to trust one person. Another thing, actually, like parenting style can also have influence on that. So, for example, being in a family where parents are continuously talking to the children that your surroundings are not safe, you cannot explore this, you cannot interact with these people, it can make them think that their surroundings, their environments are dangerous. So it will be harder as well for them to trust a new person.
Oh, interesting. And so, from my what I tell Alia previously, so is it a trust issue only affect couples? I mean, is one friend with between two friends or between girlfriend and boyfriends?
Or husband and wife?
Husband and wife.
So yeah, it's the most common things. It would happen between two people who are very close, but trust issues are not only limited in that area only. So for example, some life aspects such as work, even like decision to invest money, for example, like making business, like finding helpers, choosing the right career track. So all of this can be disrupted by the amount of trust that they have over the other person.
Oh, wow. So how do trust issues actually affect the mental health in the future, and maybe how we would react after we are having the trust issue?
So, for example, if it's happening in between friendship or like in between like romantic relationships, of course, like people with trust issue, they would be harder to create a healthy bond where they would feel secure all the time with their partners. So it can create insecure types of relationships that would not be able to develop into like a productive one. And other than that, it's very common that people with trust issues would have difficulties as well to trust themselves, right? So it can affect the amount of self-confidence that they would have over themselves. So when people are continuously doubting about their ability to make decision, to make a great opinion to other people, they would continuously feel that they are not enough. So it affects the self-esteem.
So then you were mentioning about parenting style. So people with trust issues to themselves usually develop because of how they're being brought up and the circumstances that tell them that you're always wrong because you did not do this, you don't know how to decide, you don't know how to calculate and all that.
Because again, how we are raised before, it would influence how we are behaving right now, right? So when we are used to that, people keep on second guessing our ability to be able to survive on our own, to make a reliable decision, to take actions over something. By the time that we got older, more things happen, right? But because those sense of self-confidence that we are able to tackle all of these difficult situations are not there yet, they would try to escape from that situations. And when people are continuously escaping difficult tasks, they would build some kind of distrust, right? Toward their environment, also to themselves.
Wow.
So if we have this kind of problem, I can say it's problem, trust issues problem. Should we communicate it with our significant other, maybe our couples, our friends, or our significant?
Although it can be challenging, of course, at the beginning, but it is very important to communicate these issues to your loved ones because it can create some sense of expectations towards the other partners on how they can support you better, right? So if you can communicate the things that would intensify the levels of distrust that you have, or from which types of factors that you can develop this type of thing, your partners or friends would understand you better and maybe they can help you to address the situations itself.
So to have a very supportive partner is very important as well, and also your surroundings. But can the trust be regained after being broken at some point?
It can, but of course it requires loads of commitment and process, right? Because especially if it's relating to a very tough traumatic experience, they need to be able to heal first from this thing in order to get better in trusting other person, right? So it can be healed, but it needs time and also communications toward other people and rebuilding the trust slowly.
But how to develop yourself to become somebody that is quite agile in a way to you're exposed to things that are probably not safe. Let's say people would betray you, you will be disappointed at some point, but how to develop yourself in a way that you are agile enough, but still very sensible, very sensitive, towards whatever that is happening, right?
First of all, you need to accept that in life, not everything is good, but it also means that not everything is bad, right? So yes, of course we would have the experience of facing people who in the end kind of disappoint us when we are trusting them, and then they breach those trusts. So it happened, but it doesn't mean that all of the people around you want to hurt you. So the acceptance about this concept, it's needed in order for people to be able to build more secure relationship to other people.
So if we have a problem for that affect, we have trauma that affect our trust issues, how we should handle that? How we should facing it?
Okay, so I think from my recommendations, it would be better to find professional, right? If it's already relating to trauma, because going to a professional, a good psychologist would tell you on how to understand the mechanism of trauma that's happening for your case. So let's say as a psychologist, you would help the clients to understand the stressors and then where did they got it from, and also creating a specific strategies that would be specified to their own case, so they would get better, like based on their individual needs. So it would be better to go to professional. But other than this thing, like communicating this to your loved ones that you can really trust, let's say your family members or your significant others, your best friend, it would be great as well, because the more you open up about these things, the more that you can get some supports or help, and also like get more evidences that there are people who actually care about you, right? So it would kind of delete some kind of conclusion that everyone is here and wanting to hurt you.
Like stereotyping everyone. Okay, but what about, like I'm very concerned about how you bring up some kid, for let's say, yeah? So that they are not that prone to being distrustful, in a way like not very trusting anyone. But how do you define between giving a trust to giving, like always applying control on somebody, because it's a very thin lining. You know?
Yeah. So for this one, it's better to apply the secure type of attachment, where you would let your children explore their surroundings, but with boundaries. So instead of telling them, okay, like you cannot do that immediately, but maybe let them try it first under your guidance. But if it's already too far, like you can say, okay, like maybe you can stop here because, and then like provide some kind of reasonings to that, so they would understand that it's okay to try to know your surrounding, to trust like a person to talk to, but there are certain guidance that you need to digest first, because not everyone is safe, but it doesn't mean that you need to be afraid all the time with your surrounding.
To make them able to do, you have to make them try to do it and do it actually, right?
And you know that things happen. So sometimes we hurt someone's trust.
Yeah.
So when it happens, what should we do to rebuild trust when we're dealing with someone, especially when he
you
or
are the
she
one
already
who-
open up? Yes, when we incidentally do it.
So if you're the one who breached the trust, either intentionally or unintentionally, the first thing that you need to do, of course, acknowledging the mistake, right? So taking the responsibilities of your actions, that your actions really can hurt other people, and really apologizing for that in a sincere way, and try to discuss with that person, like, how would we try to make these things better? So maybe openly discuss about their expectations over the friendships or relationships in the future, and try to create some kind of strategies in order to repair these connections together later.
Okay, you don't want to have this very, having a very great impact to other parts of your life. Let's say if you're being betrayed by your partner, and then you sometimes become so not easy to trust anything, you know, that comes to you. So we're gonna talk more about this topic, but after the break, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on the 3 Hour News Show.